So, this is just going to be a very short um, video. It's just something that I've been reflecting on. I realized a long time ago that life happens in seasons, or you could say it comes in seasons. I've somewhat learned to go with the flow. When it's fall, it's time to stock up your harvest and get ready to hibernate. In winter, you are, using everything that you harvested in fall. You're eating, you're resting, you're making all of these hearty meals so that you have enough energy and stamina for spring. And when springtime comes, what are we doing? We're prepping our land, our gardens, so that we can sow seeds. We're de-weeding. We're making sure we nourish the soil so that in summer, all the things that we planted in spring, we can harvest and be refreshed by the watermelon and the citrus foods, the berries, all the things that we eat in summer. And towards the middle to end of summer, we're planting more seeds to be able to harvest by the end of fall so that again in winter, that cycle repeats. I know I've made that sound much easier than it actually is. It can be very hard to relinquish control, and I'm still learning how to do that, how to go with the flow. And there are a lot of ways that I am good with that. Like, for example, quitting a job before I have another one. I have no problem with that. But there are other areas in my life where it can be very, very hard, okay, to relinquish control. Especially like as a parent. Woo, child. Very, very, very hard. We seem to think that life is rigid. We're in a society where we like to put labels on things. We put things in boxes so it's easy to categorize. You know, I grew up in the school of thought that where you start is where you have to finish. So like, for example, if I, started out my life as a teacher or a doctor, then I have to stick with that for the rest of my life. And I don't believe that that's the way life is meant to be lived. I firmly believe that life is fluid. We're meant to explore and experience, whether you're traveling or I like to call myself a career nomad. So I have had, maybe 3 careers in my life so far, and I'm in my 30s. So that's almost like a new career for every decade. But obviously, that was less than in 30 years. But I definitely have transition from one thing to another, and that's okay. There are some people that fully understand, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be a doctor until the day I'm able to retire, or even until the day I die. But there are other people, if you're like me, you may want to kind of dibble and dabble in several things, and that's totally okay. That school of thought, and that's what I'm just going to call it, that school of thought left me feeling lost for a lot of my youth. Like, I spent so much time feeling like I have to find that thing that I'm just so passionate about that, I just can't see myself not doing it. When in reality, for me, there are a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily say I am or was passionate about, but that I definitely wanted to try. And I found ways to transition into those things. And when I'm doing it, I'm like, not really for me. And so where I am now as a mom, a mother who is really embracing this season of life, I'm finding it hard to not think that people are looking at me and saying, oh, like, what are you really doing? Like, as if motherhood isn't enough. And if you're a mother, or if you're close to someone who's a mother, you know how much time and energy and emotion and just mental energy and physical energy that it takes. And I've struggled with not finding value in that. And I was just really thinking like, man, this is a season in life that I feel like parts of it I'm missing because I'm not fully embracing the flow of it. I'm not fully embracing all that there is to discover, to even rediscover about myself. I've definitely found, that being a parent, being a mother, taps into those parts of you that you have probably like locked away, boxed away. Whether you want to call it trauma or just memories that you're not very fond of. I've been rediscovering that and saying, hey, like, these are the things that I don't want to repeat, that I don't want my daughter to have to repeat. So basically, I spent a lot of my life trying to, and it's not to make it sound bad, it's just I spent a great deal of time trying to achieve goals that weren't necessarily meant for me, that were not the best for me. And I was just reflecting, and I'm like, man, like, life really happens in seasons. It comes in seasons, and whatever season I find myself in, embrace it. Embrace every part of it, whether it's springtime and I have to de-weed and, go find some seeds somewhere to plant and make sure that I'm fertilizing and ensuring that the soil is healthy so that when the summer comes, I can enjoy I don't know, I'm really craving watermelon, but I can enjoy my watermelon and my strawberries and my, whatever it is that I planted. So all that to say, understanding, realizing, accepting that life comes in seasons, we can now know that we are not stuck. I'm not stuck. You're not stuck. You can try new things and embrace the seasons that come. Thank you for watching. Bye.